6,500 pounds right on the nizzos. This is the new 2801 BHS Winnebago Minnie here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. This is the successor to the previous and very popular 27 BHSS Mini Plus. Now when we first step in with the slide out closed, this is really almost an exact match for the 2701 non-bunkhouse version of this floor plan. They're kind of sisters. And they both have good access through, like you can see, you can get to anything up in the kitchen. It's great for travel stops. You can get to the bunks in the back. To get to the bedroom, though, you will need to bump the slide out. But bathroom access, thankfully, is easy as well. And opening up that slide gives us plenty of rainy day space, which on a rainy day like today seems very appropriate. Now we've got an awesome aggressive lighting package, huge windows, and a light interior decor that has dark fabrics right where it matters. So it's got good contrast, and it's got a light feel, but like especially in a bunkhouse like this, a lot of times people are like, I don't want those light colors because my kids and rubbing around on the surfaces and blah, blah, blah. Well, now you don't have to worry about that. Couple quick notes while we're up here. Like I said, tons of lights. But what's cool is they're all little touch activated lights. So you can just sort of go whip and kick them right on. Also, every single air duct on here can be, it's both louvered and directional, which is fancy talk for saying it can open, close, and be turned at your discretion. And speaking of at your discretion, you have the ability to upgrade the air conditioner on these to a 15,000 air unit instead of a standard 13.5, and you'll find that's something that we almost always do here at Haylett RV because it's a feature that I don't think you're ever going to regret. Maybe you live where you don't need it, but you'll never regret having it. Quick note on that dinette before we go skipping over to the kitchen here. There's household and USB plugs right between those windows in the corner there. So you've always got a nice little place to be able to power something up and keep your phones going. There's storage down below the dinette, so you don't have to go digging on your hands and knees to get to anything. You don't have to tear apart the entire dinette. And that big bedroom door right there, that slide open bedroom door, helps give the whole RV a nicer, larger look and feel because you see more area, more open space. But it's a big sliding privacy door, so you never give up your privacy in the bedroom. And as mentioned, why tell you about it when we can show you doors to get to the storage below the dinette, although you still could lift up the cushions if you want to. You're just not going to have to. And I'll tell you a handy little pro tip, little camping hack from Uncle Josh here. Get like a simple black plastic sliding tote or something and put stuff in it and then slide that all the way to the back. And then you can put other small stuff up front. So when you want the stuff in the back, all you do is pull the tote forward. That way you don't have to dig everything out. And as long as we're looking in and under stuff, figured, hey, as long as we have this wide open bedroom door, might as well look at all the storage down here. Now, since this RV has no heat ducts in the floor, you see how there's that little boxy, humpy thing under the bed deck there. And note that that's a plywood, easy lift bed deck, mind you. Well, that's the way that they get heat up into the bedroom. But like I said, there's no heat vents through the rest of the RV. That's another one of those revisions that they've applied to this RV. They got the heat vents out of the floor. Now, down below the sink there, you've got big shelves. So if you've got stuff like, your soaps, dish soaps, and that kind of stuff, you've got plenty of room for those sorts of things. We also have plywood drawers to the floors, and things like, you noticed a plywood bed deck. The slide fascia, if you take a listen with a wedding ring tap test, you can hear the difference between like a wood and a fiberboard. These are all pocket screwed cabinets. You can see that we have strutted overhead cabinet doors, both in the bedroom, if you look in the distance on the left side, as well as a couple doors here in the kitchen. So that everything is easy to get to, and they're using like metallic struts, not plastic. Everything on this is a higher grade. A Winnebago is a material premium trailer, and nowhere is that more obvious than things like the skin or the Ultralite huck-bolted aircraft style chassis that they use. Now, as we scan on down here, a couple cool things. You got a big window for airflow, and you've also got a tile backsplash behind that sink to help control, splashes so you're not staining up your wallboard. We have an all-sealed edge countertop through the entire RV, including the dinette, and you see as we roll away the little dish drying rack, we've got a stainless sink down here. You'll find a stainless sink in the bathroom as well. Like I said, material premium. Now, as we wrap around, you see that you don't just have a sink backsplash, you have a stove back and side splash here to really kind of maximize that whole prep area. Now, as long as we're talking about storage, you see that down here we've got a minor pantry-tainment center kind of situation. But behind all that, we have a literal walk-in closet, pantry, whatever you want to make this thing. You have just an ungodly amount of serious storage potential in there. They just didn't waste anything. There's extra little storage below the bunks that we'll probably see in a few minutes here. But first, let's take a peek up in this master bedroom. We kind of looked at the storage over the head from the distance, but let's actually get up in there, because this is a radius nose trailer, and it is raining cats and dogs outside. I'm sure you can hear that. You see that you've actually got a decent overhead cabinet space. You've got dual hanging closets, but look right behind them. You've got that extra, almost hidden personal shelf back there to keep your little odds and ends, like a wallet, a phone, something like that. Dual side stands, household and USB outlets on both sides of the bed. And this is a true queen. This is a 60 by 80 queen, not a short camp queen. So if you're tall like me, you're not going to have to worry about your feet dangling off the bed at the end of the night. Oh, one other quick note. You do have the option of getting a bedroom ceiling TV in this Winnebago. Because the entire wall is a sliding door right here, there's nowhere to really mount a TV. So Winnebago said, hey, no sweat. If you want, there's an optional bedroom TV mount where the TV would actually angle down right toward your head and make it easier on your neck anyway. Everybody wins. Flipping us around here, you see that the TV swings out. So it doesn't matter where you're sitting, you've got a really good, easy view of this thing. You're also looking at an optional piece of seating over here with that L lounge. This comes standard with a jackknife sofa. You can do a theater seat, a hide-a-bed, or this little L lounge here. And I love these L lounges because they can do everything basically a sofa does. They can do everything a hide-a-bed does. They kind of give you the same sort of feel as like a theater seat where you got a little lounge to kick your feet up. But they also have good storage below them, especially the version Winnebago uses here. And you can't really find them very easily in floor plans like this from other brands. I thought it was a really cool, unique thing that Winnebago did, and I really wanted to showcase that to everybody. Now, we've got a what I like to call a no-neck wrecker entertainment center here, where the TV is directly across from the sofa. And if I look down here and say, oh, look, you got a Bluetooth DVD player, blah, 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 it's more, everybody has that, right? No big deal. But this is a neat little touch. They have a wireless charge station here in their trailers, and as you can see, even on only 12-volt battery power, it kicks right up, lights up my phone, and starts charging her up. And that, I think, is a very different, cool feature. So as I said, this is the optional L lounge, or as the industry likes to call it, the chaise lounge, or chase lounge, as some people like to call it. And the cool thing, I mean, call it whatever you want. I think of it as a Swiss Army sofa because it only does everything. Like the dinette, this can fold down into a good guest sleeping space. But what's cool is it's like a sideways hide-a-bed. It's not quite as deep into the RV as a traditional trifold hide-a-bed, but it gives you a little bit more sort of lengthy space about it. Now, this being a bunk model, most of the time you're only going to use this if you just have a ton of guests and the kids bring kids with them. But what's also cool is you get good privacy in here because you've got pleated nightshades all around those dark UV tinted windows. And note those extra USB outlets in the corner over there. So both sides of the slide have USB plugs to keep your phones running. But more than a cool daytime seating area and potential evening bonus sleeping, the Winnebago version of this L Lounge gives us some really good storage capacity that frankly is very easy to access. And that's what I like about this. There's different versions, like every L Lounge has different arrangements, like the big vertical part pad that's sticking up right now and that extended cushion, usually that has storage from almost any brand that has some form of L Lounge or J Lounge or whatever you want to call it. But the hide-a-bed section over here, having that big trunk-style storage, like a jackknife sofa, is very cool. Every brand does something a little bit different than everybody else, and Winnebago's L Lounge here, I think, is one of the things they did different, and I think they did very well when they chose it. Now, just like under the master bed, under the bunks, we have a nice bonus storage trunk as well. And Winnebago is one of the more premium brands like a Rockwood, like a Jayco, that is still using thicker bunk mattresses. A lot of brands they keep shrinking down. Winnebago maintained the bigger ones. Now you see that you got a breeze window there, but there's no matching breeze window there. And you're thinking, what the heck, Winnebago? Well, they put the window over here on the rear wall for the lower bunk, and they did that on purpose because when the outside kitchen doors open, you could potentially block that window, and they didn't want that to happen. Now, both the upper and lower beds have their own USB plugs. They have their own individual privacy curtains, so the kids aren't fighting, top curtain, bottom curtain, things like that. Everyone gets their own privacy, their own stuff, their own light, their own every stuff. Which is a technical term. Anyway, a little cool thing here. Winnebago's very good about this. They frame in all of their doorways so that this doorway is always solid and it doesn't want to wiggle around on us. So even without the jacks down, the RV's doors stay square so that, they don't pop open and fling open and bang around in transit. Just like the kitchen. You have a stainless sink and it has backsplashes all the way around, and tall ones. Like a lot of RVs I've seen, they'll have a backsplash that's like 2 panels tall. Well, that's the same height as the kitchen. They're using the exact same material there to really make sure if the kids are splashing around, they're not making a mess. And even if they drop something in that stainless sink, no big deal. Plus, you see that they're using a nicer sliding track shower here with a radius on top to give us that extra elbow room. And I just realized I even forgot another one of the lights in here. I love those little touch-activated lights. That is handy. So I'm kind of dodging raindrops right now. Pardon me if I make this exterior portion a little more brief than normal. Quick note, well, very important part of the Winnebago series is that fiberglass. There are 3 different colors available. You see it today in platinum. There's also a gorgeous white, and it seems lame to just say, oh, they got a white trailer. It's whiter than other white trailers. That T60 gel coat diesel pusher fiberglass they use on these Winnebagos, even if it's a bland white color, it just looks better. It makes everything brighter and more fantastic. It's got such a high level of reflectivity, and they also offer a champagne color, but you don't seem to see as much of that anymore. Unfortunately, their fiberglass supplier no longer offers all the reds and blues and things they had in the past. Now, that fiberglass is a big piece of the pie on these Winnebago Minis. The material itself is way thicker, heavier, stronger as compared to a conventional rolled fiberglass product, and basically, the entire skin is as thick as a sheet of Luan. So that makes it stronger, more durable, more workable. Like, let's say something scratches the sidewall, you can buff it out of this and never know it was there. I also have always kind of felt like our Winnebagos have outstanding service records, just tremendous. So I think the skin is a big part of that, because I feel like the thicker skin is partially helping support the sidewall and helping eliminate a lot of like stress and jolts and whatnot. These have an enclosed heated underbelly, as we're about to see. And you can also add a weather package, which we basically always do here at Haylett RV, to help improve the heating and cooling efficiency of this a little bit further. We'll talk more about that weather package in greater detail when we get up on the roof. Good look at the expanded windows as compared to the Mini Plus 27 BHSS predecessor, but they're all still tinted, they all still open for airflow. We still have all centralized hookups, including separate cable and satellite, and a black tank flush. Backup camera ready, and if you take a look at those taillights, you see a little white dot in the middle of them. That is a really aggressive, very bright white LED element. This has reverse travel lighting. First time I ever saw anything like that was in the Jayco Eagle series, and it's since made its way through more RVs. Jayco's go a little bit more in depth with some turn signal type stuff, but I've noticed that a lot of Keystones like Cougars, Montanas, and now these Winnebagos have backup lighting. So if you are using a backup camera or have a spotter, it is very, very nice to be able to see what you're doing back there. And as is pretty true to form with most Winnebago models, they put the biggest awning on this thing they possibly could. Now at the base of that awning is a light strip, which is pretty common nowadays. That's not an uncommon feature. But against that T60 gel coat fiberglass, it will really brighten it up out here at night because you're reflecting that light, kind of like a mirror inside. It'll make the whole interior look and feel bigger. It'll make the exterior look and feel bigger. Now that low profile camp kitchen, which goes under the bunk over here, they did something, they did a lot of things good with it, but a couple things that are really clutch. First of all, it's a double slam latch and a double magnet catch, so getting in and out of that, simple. You notice that it's completely covered by the awning, and 2 seconds ago, it let down like cats and dogs here, real hard, real fast, and then it quit. So if you'd have been out here grilling, you'd have been soaked, unless you had the awning out, and this Winnebago would have had you protected. Nice little touch. They have the same sealed edge counters here that they were using inside, but a real sink with a real drain, and that cooktop telescope's open to you for easy access. Just nice little touches there. That's also an anti-slam entry door, so the wind won't catch it and rip it against the side of the trailer. And the extra large handle plus those anti-slip aluminum plank steps makes for easy coming and going. Those steps are also more visible at night and easy to see there. Neat little touch here too. They have a little Winnebago logo right on the end of their Easy Lube hubcaps. Just a nice little thing that they do. Outside TV hookups out here right under the awning, and that stovetop vent hood does vent outside. That's our exterior vent right there. As we go past the awning arm, we come up here to our front pass-through compartment. Couple things. If you ever see these trailers in person, first of all, grab one of these baggage doors. It's got a decent heft to it. It is a nice full thickness door, and that's doing a couple neat things for us. It's acting like a thermal barrier to keep the outside out and the inside in. You can see that you've got a fully sealed protected hinge, and we are, of course, slam latches, magnet catches. But there's a couple other really neat things down here I wanted to show you. Like, it's neat that they have more of that touch activated lighting down here. It is a big, wide, tall compartment. But one major thing I really wanted to show you is right over there. They have a direct forced air heat vent into the front pass-through storage compartment of this Winnebago trailer. That is a feature that is found only in a handful of fifth wheels, let alone lightweight travel trailers. So if you are spring fall camping and it is chilly, you are heating this compartment and that heat is rising to keep your bed warm. So this will keep you more comfortable. There's also an easy reach battery disconnect just around the side there, but it's out of the way so that your cargo is not going to get, clipped up, tripped up, smashed up, etc. And yet, there's still more goodness to be found up on the roof of this Winnie. First of all, it's fully walkable. Not all lightweights can say the same. Secondly, it's all white, which in conjunction with the weather package will do a heck of a job of keeping you very comfortable in the summertime. So what is that weather package? What it is, basically, there's a layer of stuff called radiant foil, thermal foil, whatever you want to call it. They have a layer of that up the nose, across the roof, and down the rear wall, then a double layer in the belly. And the idea is to keep the sun out and keep your climate controlling inside of the RV the way that you want it. That alone does not magically make this some kind of crazy Four Seasons camper. What it does is it vastly improves the heating and cooling efficiency of this camper to extend your camping season, make you more comfortable in the summer, especially in the summertime when you'll feel it. Now, for you boondock enthusiasts, you'll be very happy to find Winnebago's begun including roof solar prep here on their 8-wide mini series. And in this floor plan, right around that, you've just got a nice wide open chunk of space here. And pardon my little footprints as I'm walking around, and it is wet up here. It's actually starting to rain on me again, and I've got a digital camera in my hand, so I'm probably going to have to wrap this up a little quicker than I had planned on. But the fact is, we get up here, we check stuff out, but you won't see our footprints when you leave with this new RV, because one of the things we do on each and every single new RV here at Haylett RV is we go through, fully inspect it, as our quality control agent's doing inside the RV as I'm up here right now, and we clean it top to bottom, inside and out. We don't charge you extra for that. We don't do hidden dealer fees at Haylett RV. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone. I gotta get off of here.